All right, it is 5 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and convene the Land Use and Zoning Committee. It is July 15th, 2025 at 5 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started here with introductions on the left, all the way around to the right, and I will make a few announcements before we dive into the agenda. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started to the left. Council President Carrico.
Kevin Carrico, District 4, just visiting for the first time.
First time in 4 years, right?
Good day. Rockman Johnson, District 14.
Gaffney Jr., District 8.
Joe Carlucci, District 5.
Raul Ayres, District 11.
Randy White, District 12.
Dylan Reingold with the Office of General Counsel.
Susan Kelly, Planning Department.
Aaron Abney, Planning Department.
Casey Cox, Planning Department.
And
My apologies. I was boycotting since this is my last year and I'm on LUZ.
oh, that's all right.
Terrence Freeman at large, Group 1.
And Mr. Freeman was here for the agenda meeting, so he gets bonus points for that. And so was Mr. White. So there we go. All righty. Well, first and foremost, thank you, Mr. Council President, for entrusting me to this committee. I know you have spent multiple years on this committee, and it's probably feels weird for you to sit over there and not in this chair, but I've learned a great deal from you over the last 2 years, and I think we'll do a good job here for you, sir. So thank you for entrusting this position to all of us, and we will continue to do the good work. With that, we are going to start the meeting off.
4 years I don't get to speak?
Oh, go ahead. I thought that was your. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognizing me. I came down to just kick the meeting off and just say some of those same things. You know, I have served on this committee for 4 years, chaired it for the last 3. It has got to be my baby, and I know it's in good hands. You got a great team here that really understand growth, development, the future of Jacksonville. So I have full faith in this committee to execute the assignment and just leading Jacksonville towards responsible growth because people are coming. The secret is out. This is a great place to be. And you guys are the right team to do it. So anything you need from me, I'm here for you. Just let me know.
All right.
Thank you,
Mr. President. Feel free to stick around. I know there's a little part inside of you that wants to stay. I know there is. All right. So before we get started now officially, we're going to kind of just lay out a few ground rules, and just so everyone knows how LUZ committee works, we're probably going to just have a blanket statement every time before we start the meeting, just so everyone's familiar with kind of the rules in LUZ, because they differ a little bit in this committee versus all the other committees. So with that, we're going to have Mr. Reingold kind of give us a little bit of the ground rules on procedural things and whatnot.
Thank you very much, and good evening. I just want to cover a couple ground rules for the LUZ committee meeting tonight. First, to the audience, please, no clapping or cheering on any of the matters before us tonight. Second, during the public hearing portion of the agenda item, you will have 3 minutes, so presentations must be focused and concise and should only address the item before us. If a speaker is repetitive or gets off topic, that speaker may be given a warning. And if after a warning a speaker is still repetitive and does not stay on the topic, we may cut the speaker off. Finally, all quasi-judicial decisions before us tonight must be based on substantial competent evidence, which means that the decision must be supported by fact-based testimony or expert testimony and not on generalized concerns and opinions. And with that, I turn it back over to the chair.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Reingold. And with that, I don't have my vice chair here tonight, so I've asked Councilman Arias to make the motions and kind of step in as we get going. Do you have the cards? And he's got the cards. So, all right. With that, we'll go to if everyone can turn to page 8, we're going to take up item number 14 first. Councilmember White has an engagement that he needs to make his way to. So we have a few items of his in his district that he wanted to be here for. So with that, we're going to go to item number 14 first. So we're going to go ahead and open the public hearing and get a staff report. All right, that was a quick staff report. So we're going to... I said quick staff reports, but that was lightning fast. We didn't even hear it.
Apologies for my delay. Ordinance 2025-363 is an adoption round large-scale land use amendment The amendment was approved for transmittal to the state agencies via Ordinance 2025-089. The applicant seeks to change the land use designation of approximately 79.33 acres from rural residential to low-density residential. This would allow for an increase in the residential density of a development. The subject site is on the north side of Brandonfield Road, which is classified as a local road. It's between Cecil Commerce Center Parkway, which is an FDOT expressway, and the Cecil Field Commerce Center. The Planning Department recommends approval of the land use amendment for the following reasons. The site has transit access and public water sewer connections. The land use change would provide a logical extension of the abutting low-density residential uses and maintain a consistent and compatible land use pattern in the area. Detailed information and evaluation are outlined in the staff report. The Planning Commission unanimously voted to approve the item at their June 20th meeting, and I'm happy to take any questions.
All right, thank you for that. Do we have any speaker cards? No speaker cards. We're going to go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to... Oh, I didn't see. What was your name, sir? Mike. We're on 2025-363. Okay, we don't have it. Just make sure you fill one out before you leave, sir.
I have one for your first bill, but not for this one.
Okay. Do we need to open the public hearing again? Okay, we'll go ahead and reopen the public hearing and hear from our speaker. Please state your name and address. Mike's not on.
Hello.
There you go.
Paul Harden, 1431 River Place. This is an adoption. You've been through the transmittal series. We've had 6 public hearings, been no one in opposition. I've met with the district councilman, and he has no opposition. I guess he can speak for himself, but I'll be happy to answer any questions.
All righty. Seeing no one in the queue, so we will go ahead and close the public hearing and bring back to committee. All right, we have a motion and a second on the bill. Any discussion? Seeing none, open the ballot, record your votes.
68, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-363. Item number 15 is what we're taking up next, and then we're going 16, 17, 19, and 20, just so everyone knows. So item number 15, 2025-364. Please declare any ex parte communication at this time. Anybody? All right, seeing none, let's go ahead and open the public hearing and get staff report.
Thank you. This is the companion PUD rezoning, Ordinance 2025-0364, which seeks to rezone that same 79 acres of land from residential rural acre to a PUD to allow for the development of 283 single-family dwellings. These lots will be closer to lot sizes of 40 and 50 feet in width. Staff has reviewed the request and finds that the proposed rezoning is consistent with the comp plan with the approved land use category of low density residential, which would allow for a maximum gross density of 7 units per acre. With the proposed 283 units, this would be closer to 3.5 units per acre for the overall development, clustering the lots outside of existing wetlands on the property. We find it furthers the goals and objectives of the comp plan and meets the internal and external compatibility factors. The property is located just east of Cecil Airfield with some height restriction zones and also some noise zones for the airport. The property will be required to meet the requirements of Part 10, mainly to record airport notice zone acknowledgement forms. The application was also forwarded to JAA, who had no concerns on the proposed project and only cited that the development would also have to meet regulations for the noise contour zones and the height restriction zones. The proposed development is located in an area that is primarily developed with residential subdivisions with similar subdivisions with the same lot sizes of 50 feet in width. We find it's consistent and compatible with adjacent and nearby properties. So because of these reasons, we forward a recommendation of approval. The application was heard by Planning Commission on June 20th. There were no speakers in opposition, and they voted unanimously for approval.
All right, thank you for that. We do have one speaker, Mr. Paul Harden.
Paul Harden, 1431 River Place. I'll just happy to answer any questions.
All right. Seeing no one in the queue for discussion, so we're going to close the public hearing and bring it back to committee. All right, we have a motion and a second by Mr. White on the bill. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's open the ballot. Record your vote.
6 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-364. Moving on to...
Mr. Carlucci.
Yes, sir.
My only other bill is the first one, and it's a withdrawal. Can we withdraw it? Can you bring that up while I'm here?
Sure. Let's go ahead and we'll do that for you. There we go. We'll go back real quickly to item number 1, 2024-535. We will open the public hearing, get a staff report. If we need one. We don't have a staff report. Okay, great. We'll close the public hearing, and all right, we have a motion to withdraw and a second.
Mr. Chairman, it's a withdrawal request with return of fees. We've refiled this and sort of starting over again, basically, but we had asked that our fees be returned.
Are the fees being returned?
Through the chair, Planning Commission did vote to withdraw it with fees. The department has no concerns with that. The applicant is applying for a zoning exception for the use rather than the PUD.
Okay, so the Planning Commission approved it with fees returned.
Yes.
Okay, so you will be getting the fees returned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yep, we have a motion and a second for the withdrawal, correct? All right, open the ballot. Record your votes on the withdrawal.
6 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have withdrawn 2024-535.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harden. Moving on back to item number 16. I think that's where we left off. Item number 16, 2025-365. We're going to open the public hearing and get a staff report.
Thank you. Ordinance 2025-365 is a small-scale land use amendment. The applicant seeks to change the land use designation of approximately 1.27 acres from neighborhood commercial to low-density residential. The site is a portion of a larger parcel that already has a land use designation of low-density residential, so the proposed amendment would place the entire parcel in the LDR category. The site is located at the northwest intersection of Old Plank Road and Bulls Bay Highway. Both of these are collector roads. Because the site is currently not connected to central water and sewer, development would be limited to 2 units per acre with a minimum lot size of half an acre. The Planning Department recommends approval of the land use amendment for the following reasons. It results in a land use pattern that is compatible with the surrounding area. It allows for residential development on a vacant, underutilized property. And again, detailed information and further evaluation are outlined in the staff report. The Planning Commission unanimously voted to approve the item at their June 20th meeting with minimal discussion. Thank you.
All right, we have one speaker card, Mr. Mike Sittner.
Michael Sittner, 1 Independent Drive, Suite 1200, on behalf of the applicant. About 2/3 of the property is already in the LDR land use category. The other part is zoned in the land use of commercial neighborhood, and we're looking to consolidate it all under low density residential to build some single family homes. With that, I'm happy to stand by for questions. Thank you.
All right. No questions or speakers in the queue, so we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to committee. Motion and a second on the bill. Seeing no discussion, open the ballot, record your votes.
6 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-365. Item number 17, 2025-366. Council members, please declare any ex parte communication you have at this time. All right. Anybody? Nope. Seeing none. Let's open the public hearing. Get a staff report.
Thank you. This is the companion conventional rezoning ordinance 2025-0366, which seeks to rezone approximately 1.27 acres from commercial neighborhood to RLD 60 to allow for the development of single-family dwellings. Again, the subject property is split zoned, with the northern 2 acres being zoned RLD 60, and the southern portion at the intersection of Bull Bay's Highway and Old Plank Road is zoned commercial neighborhood. The applicant is seeking to bring the entire lot under the same zoning to permit the development of single-family dwellings. Staff has reviewed the request and finds that the rezoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan and also furthers the goals and objectives of the comp plan. The surrounding area is predominantly zoned RLD 60, so the rezoning would be consistent with the established pattern of development. So because of these reasons and those in the staff report, we are forwarding a recommendation of approval. This application was heard by Planning Commission on June 20th. Again, there were no speakers in opposition and little discussion, and they voted unanimously for approval.
All right. Thank you for that. We have one speaker card, Mr. Mike Sittner.
Michael Sittner, 1 Independent Drive, Suite 1200. Stand behind the staff report and ready for any questions. Thank you.
All right. We are seeing no questions or people in the queue, so we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to committee. Motion and a second on the bill. No further discussion. Open the ballot. Record your votes.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-366. All right, we're skipping over 18, and we're going to the last two that we have for Council Member White here, which is number 19, 2025-368. Council members, please declare any ex parte communication you have at this time. Anybody? Seeing none, let's open the public hearing and get a staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is Ordinance 2025-368, which seeks to rezone approximately 3.88 acres of property from commercial office to commercial community general 1 to permit for commercial uses. The subject property is 11.92 acre vacant lot located at the southeast intersection of 103rd Street and Monroe Smith Road. The property is currently split zoned commercial office and residential medium density D. The applicant seeks to rezone the northern portion of the site that is currently zoned CO to CCG1, but will be leaving the southern portion zoned as RMDD. The property is located in the CGC land use category, and principal uses include commercial retail sales and service establishments, including restaurants, auto sales, hotels, and business offices. Staff finds the request compatible with the surrounding area and consistent with the 2045 comprehensive plan and forwards a recommendation of approval. This item was heard at the June 20th Planning Commission. There were no speakers present and little discussion amongst the commissioners. The commission voted unanimously for approval.
All right, thank you for that. We have one speaker card, Mr. Alex Harden. Questions only is what's marked on here?
Correct, yeah. Just to add that if you have any questions on the property or the request, happy to answer them. But other than that, we stand by the planning department and the findings of the Planning Commission.
All right. Seeing no one in the queue for questions, let's close the public hearing and bring it back to committee. Motion and a second on the bill. No discussion. Open the ballot. Record your votes.
Four yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-368. All right. Just as a reminder, we are at quorum right now, so no one else gets to leave. All right. Usually we have Mary here. That's kind of, yeah. Oh, there he is right there. Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. We're going on to item number 20. This is the last one for Mr. White here. So 2025-371. Council members, please declare any ex parte communication you have. Anybody? Nope. All right. Let's open the, what? Okay, go ahead. Councilmember White, you're recognized.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Ex parte, I spoke to Mr. Shaw about 3 or 4 days ago on this project, and everything has been filed. Thank you.
All right. No one else. Let's open the public hearing and get a staff report.
Thank you. This is Ordinance 2025-371, which seeks a waiver of road frontage to reduce the required frontage from 80 feet to 0 feet for 2 lots. The subject property consists of 2 separate lots, each approximately 2.5 acres in size, located 400 feet east of Hutchinson Road. Hutchinson Road is a local road located off of West Beaver Street between Chafee Road and Halcema Road. Per section 656-407 of the zoning code, no dwelling or dwellings may be constructed on a lot in a residential zoning district unless the lot has frontage on a public or approved private street equal to not less than 80% of the minimum lot width. The properties are zoned as RR acre, which require 100 feet of width and 80 feet of road frontage. While the lots do not have frontage along Hutchinson Road, proposed access will be through a 20-foot wide recorded easement along the north property boundary that connects to Hutchinson Road. Staff finds the request to be consistent with the comprehensive plan and compatible with the surrounding development pattern and forwards a recommendation of approval.
All right. Thank you so much. And do we have any cards on this one? All right, no speaker cards. Any discussion, which is none. We will close the public hearing and bring it back to committee. All right, we have a motion and a second on the bill. So, Mr. Shaw, are you here? Okay, just wanted to make sure that someone was here. All right, no questions in the queue for Mr. Shaw, so let's go ahead and open the ballot, record your vote.
Yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-371.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, I just want to thank you for taking those up early. I've got the sheriff has a town hall meeting at Trinity tonight in my district, and I need to be there, and I appreciate indulging me in taking these up. Thank you.
Yes, sir. No problem to help you get to that. All right, so now we're going to flip back to item number 2, 2025-0091. Council members, let's declare any ex parte communication you have at this time. All right. I have ex parte. If there's no one else, I met with Hayden Phillips today in my office at 10:15 a.m. We obviously discussed the bill at hand, the site plan, the community involvement, and all the concessions that were made. And this paperwork is going to be filed with Legislative Services right now. Anybody else? Mr. Gaffney, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you to the chair. I would like to declare ex parte as well. I met with Mr. Phillips in the community. I think we met at least 3 times. I'll make sure we get the dates, but you know, I want to appreciate Mr. Phillips because we started at 100, I think, in 12 homes, and I think we ended up reducing it to 62 homes. So at the end of the day, the community decided to, I ain't gonna say compromise, but you know, accept the concessions and it's supportive of this project tonight. So, but I'll make sure everything gets filed with Legislative Services.
All righty. Councilman Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to rise to declare ex parte for this particular piece of legislation. I was in a conversation earlier today with Mr. Phillips via Zoom or via Teams, and I had some questions about this, but he was very specific, walked me through what happened. I was a little curious as to why there were the deferrals or what have you, and just really and I have to say it on record, I was very thankful for the way that you and your team handled this to the delight of the community. And everyone didn't get everything they wanted, but they certainly compromised and worked together, and that's what we want to see. So I had to put that on the record, but thank you for walking me through it this afternoon, and all has been filed with Legislative Services.
All righty. We have no other ex parte communication, so let's open the public hearing and get a staff report.
Thank you. This is PUD rezoning ordinance 2025-0091, which is seeking to rezone approximately 22 acres of land from residential rural acre to a PUD to allow for the development of a single-family subdivision with the maximum of 50 units on the lots, and those lots will match the RLD 70 lot standards. The subject property is located at the end of Quiet Country Lane, which is a local roadway which is just north of Dunn Avenue. For this project, the developer has already conducted a traffic impact analysis that was dated June 16th, which states that Bridges Road, which connects to Quiet Country Lane, post-development will still be relatively low in volume. The intersection of Bridges Road and Dunn Avenue is well below its maximum capacity, so there's no improvements recommended beyond just the payment of the mobility fund for this type of development. Staff has reviewed the request and finds that the proposed rezoning is consistent with the comp plan. It has an existing land use category of low density residential, which would allow for a maximum gross density of 7 units per acre. The proposed 50 units would be closer to 2.2 units per acre, and it will be clustering the units outside of wetlands that are along the eastern property boundary. We find it furthers the goals and objectives of the comp plan and meets the internal and external compatibility factors. Along the southern property boundary, the development will provide a 25-foot natural buffer and will also provide fencing along this boundaries. And additionally, on the revised Exhibit 4 site plan, there are several parcels that are labeled along that southern boundary, which will also be limited to single-story dwellings. So no 2-story dwellings for those lots that are labeled on that site plan. The surrounding area is developed with single-family subdivisions similar in nature to the proposed development. You have subdivisions that have 50-foot wide lots, and then others that have 60-foot wide lots. So 70-foot wide lots in this area is very common and meets the established pattern. So because of these reasons and those in the staff report, we are forwarding a recommendation of approval with the revised Exhibit 3 and Exhibit 4 listed in your agenda. This application was heard by Planning Commission on June 20th, where there were no speakers in opposition, and there was one speaker in support of the PUD rather than the original request of the RLD 70, and it was in favor of the limitation on the number of single-family dwellings that would be permitted under the PUD. There was a little discussion amongst the commissioners, and they voted unanimously for approval.
All right, thank you for that. Before we go to our speaker card, I did just notice our Boy Scouts out here in the audience, so thank you for joining the best committee of the week. We appreciate it. And yeah, stick around and you'll probably learn a lot on how the zonings are handled here. So thank you for joining us. All right, and with that, we'll go to one speaker. We have Mr. Hayden Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening. Hayden Phillips, 1301 River Place Boulevard. A lot of detail has been provided already, but yes, we did file a conventional zoning request back in December for RLD 70. As we got closer to the hearings, we became aware of pretty significant concerns from the community, so we coordinated with the district councilman and immediately deferred it, held a series of community meetings, and gave a long list of concessions and to appease the neighbors. So I'm happy to go into as much detail as you would prefer, but I think I will leave it at that for now. So I will stand by for questions and any rebuttal in the event that it's necessary. Thank you very much.
All righty. You are the only speaker card that we have. So for now, we have no one in the queue. We will close the public hearing and bring it back to committee.
Move the amendment.
We have a motion and a second on the amendment. Can someone please explain the amendment?
Absolutely. To the chair and the full committee, the amendment attaches a revised written description dated June 16th, 2025, and also attaches a revised exhibit, revised site plan dated June 26th, 2025. And with that, I turn it back over to the chair.
All right. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
We have a motion and a second on the bill as amended. No discussion. But I'll just say this, great job on this. I know it was a long process. It looks like you worked with the community a lot, made quite a few concessions. And I think it's kind of cool to see a RLD 70, zoning come through with single-family homes. So that's really good. I like that. All right. So with no other speakers in the queue, we'll go ahead and open the ballot, record your votes.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have approved 2025-0091. Item number 3, 2025-130 is deferred. Item number 4, 2025-131 is deferred. Okay, there will be a public hearing on that on 8/5. That was renoticed and re-advertised. Item number 5, 2025-172, open the public hearing. No speaker cards. We'll continue that public hearing on 8/19/2025. Item number 6, 2025-173, open the public hearing. No speaker cards. We'll continue that public hearing on 8/19/25. Item number 7, 2025-176, we will open the public hearing and get a staff report. Oh, no staff report on this. Okay, we'll close the public hearing and look for a motion on the substitute. All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second on the substitute? Can someone second the substitute? All right. Motion and second on the substitute. No discussion. All in favor of the substitute signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The substitute carries.
Move to refer substitute.
Motion and second on re-referred as substituted. That's on the ballot? Yes. All right. Let's open that ballot. Record our votes.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have re-referred as substituted item number 2025-176. Item number 8, 2025-215 is deferred. Item number 9, 2025-242, open the public hearing. One speaker card. Ms. Joycelyn Ann Glover. Are you here? There she is.
Good evening, council members.
Good evening. Just state your name and address for us.
Jocelyn Ann Glover, 3661 Mike Millen Avenue.
Thank you.
Although I was told that I didn't have to come down here, I just wanted you all to know that I still oppose the land zoning because I was told it was deferred for the day, but I still came down here to voice my opposition. That's just it.
Okay. Thank you so much. And there will be another public hearing on 8/5.
8-5?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So with that, we will continue the public hearing on 8/5 and move on to item number 10, 2025-243. Open the public hearing. You got one more, Ms. Glover? Would you like to speak on this one or the same thing? Okay. Don't want to make you walk all the way down here to say that. All right, we're going to continue that public hearing on 8/5/2025. Item number 11, item number 2025-247 is deferred. Item number 12, 2025-267. I'm going to open the public hearing. Any speaker cards on 267? One speaker card. Mr. Paul Harden. Did we already? Okay, no, we're good. All right, we're going to continue that public hearing on 8/5/2025. Item number 13, 2025-268. Open the public hearing. What? Looks like Mr. Harden filled out the wrong cards, did he not? Mm-hmm. Let's just put that on the record here. Yeah, now the truth comes out. All right, we're going to continue this public hearing, 8/5/2025. 14, we already took up. 15, we already took up. 16, 17, and now we're on number 18, 2025-367. Council members, please declare any ex parte communication you have on this bill. All right, seeing none, let's you do? Okay, Councilmember Murray, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to declare ex parte. I spoke with Ms. Babette Ashley on this project regarding some housing development at the Avenues Mall, and it's being filed to speak with Legislative Services. Thank you.
All right. No other speakers for ex parte. We will go ahead and open the public hearing and get a staff report.
Thank you. This is PUD rezoning ordinance 2025-0367, which is seeking to rezone approximately 94 acres of land from a PUD. This is the Avenues Mall, which was previously approved back in 2001, to a new PUD to add the development of a 266-unit multifamily residential apartment complex. The apartment complex will be located to the north of the Dillard's parking garage, and all other development of the Avenues Mall, including those permitted uses, will remain the same as is currently permitted under the 2001 PUD. So it's simply just adding the apartment complex to the existing PUD. Staff has reviewed the request and finds that the proposed rezoning is consistent with the comp plan, with the existing land use category of CGC and regional commercial. The portion of the site where the apartment complex will be located is within the regional commercial land use category. This category allows for a density equal to that of the CGC category in the urban development area, which is 40 units per acre. The density ratio for this development would be closer to 2.8 units per acre. We find it furthers the goals and objectives of the comp plan and also meets the internal and external compatibility factors. The site will be developed as an infill parcel on an impervious surface parking area that is surrounded by the Avenues Mall. This multifamily development is located in close proximity to arterial roads, is supplied with full urban services, and will have direct access to and be serviced by the JTA Rapid Transit bus station for the Green Line. It's along Phillips Highway, which is currently operating at 63% capacity, and it's also along Southside Boulevard, which is also operating at 59% capacity. We find it will be consistent and compatible with the existing adjacent and nearby properties. So because of these reasons, we forward a recommendation of approval. It was heard by Planning Commission on June 20th. There were no speakers in opposition and little discussion, and they voted unanimously for approval.
All right, thank you for that. We will go to our speaker cards. First, we have Mr. Edward Brown. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Edward Brown, 5210 Beaufort Road. On behalf of the applicant, I am here to answer any questions or provide any rebuttal as may be needed.
Okay. Stick around. Well, Generally, do we just go through all the speaker cards, or should we stop in the middle of? Because the only other speaker card we have is Babette Ashley, and she's here for questions only too. So, okay, all right. So let's go to the district council member first, Mr. Gaffney, and then if you have questions, we'll come to you. Okay, so go ahead, Councilmember Arias, you're recognized.
Chair, so I recently, obviously, this has already been on the news, and I definitely will support this project. I love it. The fact that we're using re-existing parking space that for a mall that is in my district, I don't want to say it's dying, but it needs a little bit more life, right? So what they're doing is they're repurposing the parking lot. They're going to build some multifamily there, and they're going to use a Dillard's parking lot so that those residents could actually use that. So it's repurposing it. What we don't want is a mall to turn into like the Regency Mall where little by little things die down. So this is a great use of space. My only concern is, and I know the answer to this, but I want to make sure that it's well known to the public out there. Somebody reached out to me, and they actually put it on Nextdoor saying that they can't believe that I'm approving this for low-income housing at the Avenues Mall. There's no low-income housing coming into this, right?
No.
Right.
No, this is planned, just multifamily development is not.
Market value, market rate.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Thank you. So I just wanted to put that on the record to make sure that people know that it's not low income to the mall. And that's pretty much all I had, sir.
Okay.
Like I said, I definitely support it. I encourage you all to support it as well. Thank you.
All right. We'll go to Mr. Gaffney because you keep popping in and out of the queue, and then we'll go to Councilmember Johnson. Go ahead, Councilmember Gaffney, you're recognized.
Thank you, through the chair. I'm actually excited about this project. I know it's one of a kind. I mean, you know, this townhomes, right? These apartments, complex?
Apartments.
How many units?
266.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm actually excited about this. I got a few, I guess, not strip malls, but, you know, I guess strip malls that could potentially be repurposed, I guess, in Councilman Arias' voice. But I'm looking forward to this project to see how it turned out right outside the mall. I think it'll be a great draw, you know, and definitely that side of town. So I go out there quite often. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Who's the developer and the builder?
Simon Properties was the developer's actually Corner Lots.
Corner
LLC.
Lot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. All right. Thank you. Look forward to it. Appreciate it.
All right. Councilmember Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to echo the sentiments of Councilman Arias and Gaffney. I think it's important. I also want to say, I too saw some of those sentiments on Nextdoor through the chair to Councilman Arias about low income. And there is this belief that people who don't make a certain amount of money are going to bring certain things with them. And I just want to say on the record that while this is not an affordable housing or a low-income community, that just doesn't denote that those are bad people. And I saw those posts there, and it made it seem like just because people don't make a certain amount of money, that they're just horrible people, and that's just not the case. So I'm excited for this development. As you know, obviously, the stuff in my district is a little bit more, you know, things going on, but I look just outside of my district in Orange Park at the Orange Park Mall where stores are closing left and right, and you've got these big tracts. So this could be a way for other places in the area to look at, to say, here's a paradigm for how we can move forward. So I'm really excited to see how this works. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Freeman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through the chair to the applicant. Thank you so much for bringing it forward. I too agree with it, and I'm not on Nextdoor. I'm not on a lot of things, but I will commend this body for one, understanding that when we have good projects in front of us, we don't let that outside rhetoric deter us from moving forward. I too believe that when we look at the mall and we look at folks that are working in the mall, that affordable housing is something that is important, but that is not a part of this project. I do wish that the project that I heard many, many years ago of a baseball facility coming there and all these other things would have still come to fruition, but this is the second best option, and so I will look forward to supporting it. Thank you.
All right. We have no other speakers in the queue, so we will go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to committee. I think we need a motion on the amendment.
Yes, sir, we do. Can we move the amendment?
All right. Motion and second on the amendment. Could someone please explain the amendment?
Absolutely. Through the chair and to the committee, the amendment simply corrects the ownership indicated on page 1 of the bill.
All right. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Motion and second on the bill as amended. No one in the queue. Open the ballot. Record your votes.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-367. All right, item number 19, we already took up. Item number 20, we already took up. Item number 21 is up for withdrawal, 2025-394. Open the public hearing. Any speaker cards? Nope. Close public hearing. Motion and second to withdraw. Let's go ahead and open the ballot. Record your votes.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have withdrawn 2025-394. Item number 22, 2025-410. Let's open the public hearing and get staff report.
Thank you. This is proposed legislation ordinance 2025-0410, which is requesting to eliminate the Tower Review Committee, which its functions and responsibilities will be absorbed by the LUZ Committee of the City Council. So rather than these applications going to a separate board, these items will now follow the same hearing cycles as waivers and will be heard by the LUZ Committee with final vote by the full City Council. Rules Committee began reviewing the current boards and commissions of the city at the meeting on February 18th. During that committee, they determined that there was no continuing need for the Tower Review Committee. That was established through Part 15 of the Zoning Code. So this bill is simply amending Part 15 of the Code to reference City Council instead of the Tower Review Committee. The changes will become effective September 1st, 2025. The Planning Department has no concerns on the related changes, and we forward a recommendation of approval. Item was also heard by Planning Commission, where there were no speakers in opposition, and they had little discussion. They also voted unanimously for approval.
All right. Thank you for that. We have no speaker cards. Councilman Arias, are you on the bill?
On the bill.
Okay. Councilman Gaffney, you got to get on the queue, man. Come on. What are you doing? Are you on the bill?
Yeah.
Okay, well then hold on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing, bring it back to committee. All right, motion is second on the amendment. Can someone please explain the amendment?
Sure. The amendment's just technical in nature. First off, we are going to insert the word department at several points on page 3, and then we will include a term and end date of November 30th for the Subdivision Standards and Policy Advisory Committee. And with that, I turn it back over to the chair.
All right. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Nope. Everyone's on the bill? All right. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The amendment carries.
Well, the bill's amended.
Motion is second on the bill as amended. Now we will go to the queue. Councilmember Arias, recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I I served on this Tower Review Committee, and some of them are pretty quick. Some of them are pretty lengthy. Whenever we have, something in front of us for Tower Review, will we be being notified ahead of time, and will we have extra time at the beginning of the meeting, or is the meeting going to extend, or is it going to be part of the same LUZ meeting? Part of the same meeting?
I believe it's just going to be a normal bill inside of the LEZ meeting.
I know that normally they provide us with stacks of information, so I'm assuming we're going to have more homework that day. So will we at least be able to be advised maybe the prior LUZ meeting, like, hey, this is what's coming up, so we could do our homework? Because like I said, the books are this big for that.
I think the idea is that, and sorry, through the chair to Councilmember Arias, the idea is that it's going to be an LUZ agenda item, just like any other. So when we get the LUZ book, one of the items in your book will be the waiver of a particular item, just like as you see today in your current book.
Okay. It doesn't answer my question, but sure. Because, it is significant information for us to digest in just a one-page LUZ agenda, is my point. So how do we prepare for that through the chair?
So I'll answer that a little bit. I think, there is always more to the agenda than just what we have here. This is just like the summary pages. So yeah, you'll be given the same information prior to the meeting. But I think if, chair the actual, Tower Review Committee, they're very few and far between. They're handled almost exactly the same way as an LUZ meeting is, with public hearing, but yeah, it's just going to be a normal agenda item on here. And if there's, so you'll be receiving meeting requests probably from whoever's handling the, tower that's getting built, and then you'll be fully briefed on it before you get to this meeting.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you.
And through the chair to Councilmember Arias, if you would like, because these are kind of new items for LUZ, I'd be happy to work with you on any of the tower, what would have been a tower review item that's coming to LUZ, so that we've got whatever information you need ahead of time before the LUZ committee meeting.
Yeah. And just one other thing before we go to Councilmember Johnson, what my recollection is I believe, and Ms. Colleen can allude on this too, is I think the Rules Committee every year, every 2, 4, whatever, 2, 4, 5, 4 years, they reevaluate which boards, commissions, all of these things can be consolidated. So this one was one of the ones that I recommended as, hey, maybe we don't all need to come here on a Thursday for one tower thing. So anyways, that's just a little tidbit, and I'll go to Councilmember Johnson.
At the time, Mr. Chair, I want to say I served on the Rules Committee, and I echo your sentiment. Your testimony was the reason why we were like, this does not make sense.
Oh, wow.
So thank you for...
That was my fault.
Well, he was very in-depth
Yeah.
about why it happened, and I just want to speak to it since I was a co-sponsor of this bill, and I made the motion and rules. I just think it's important. We were looking through that. I didn't realize it was 4 years. I thought it was 2. But as we looked through a lot of those committees and commissions and boards and what have you, it was some were redundant, and then some were just they just met just to say they were meeting. So I think it is important. I think it's, as we look for efficiency, this is one of the efficiencies. And through the chair to Councilman Arias, I know I go through that huge dossier book every week, and as we all get, I don't think it's going to be as much, because from my understanding, the technology, and I got this because I know way more about it from listening to Councilman Carlucci, the technology that exists now is far more efficient then, so they don't need as many towers now, which means there's not as much stuff to go through to put in many different places. So it's probably not going to be a heck of a lot of our time in that. Thank you.
All right, we have no other speakers in the queue. Let's open the ballot, record your vote.
Five yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-410. Item number 23, 416 is deferred, 417 is deferred, 418 deferred, 419 deferred, 27, item number 2025-420. Council members, please just declare any ex parte communication you have at this time. Seeing none, let's open the public hearing and get a staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is ordinance 2025-420, which seeks a waiver of road frontage to reduce the required frontage from 48 feet to 0 feet to allow for the development of one single-family dwelling. The subject property is a 1-acre lot located approximately 356 feet west of Panuco Avenue West, a public right-of-way. The property was originally part of a larger 4.6-acre lot that has since been subdivided into 2 lots. Both parcels, along with 2456 Panuco Avenue West, are currently under the same ownership. A 60-foot access easement has been granted to the subject property through both RE number 168-436-0015 and 2456 Panuco Avenue West that connects to Panuco Avenue West. The subject site is zoned RLD 60, which requires a minimum lot area of 6,000 square feet. However, the proposed lot exceeds the requirements of the zoning district. Staff finds the request to be compatible with the surrounding area and forwards a recommendation of approval.
All righty. Thank you for that report. Let's go to the speaker card. We have one, Mr. Hunter Taylor. Come on down. State your name and address.
My name is Hunter Taylor. I live at 2808 Shangri-La Drive. I'm just for questions. This is for a private residence. It's going to be for my wife and I. I'm here on her behalf.
Okay. Thank you so much. And with that, we have no one in the queue, so we'll close the public hearing and bring it back to committee.
Move the amendment.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the amendment. Can someone please explain the amendment?
Sure. The amendment is to update the RE numbers referenced in the bill. There was a RE number for the property initially. It's now been updated, but the new updated one is not reflected on the property appraiser website, so we thought it would be best to just reflect both of the RE numbers, and with that, I turn it back over to the chair.
All right, all in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The amendment carries. Looking for a motion on the bill as amended? Yeah, you're going to... Yep. All right, we have a motion and a second on the bill as amended. Now we'll go to discussion. Councilmember Arias, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. Just to the departmental here, this minimum road frontage, this is for a house, right? Are all the other houses in the same, frontage designation, or how many? I need to look at the map, actually, is what I'm going to do right now, but is this going to be a one-off, or are most of the houses in the same position?
Yes, so once you look at the map, so this property is a little bit unique because most of the other properties abut, I believe the street is like Green K Avenue. This is kind of on a one-off street. There's only one house, and this one woman owns all three of those parcels. It's directly west of the park that's right there. So she's subdivided one of those parcels into two separate. They're both vacant, and we sought the waiver just for one of those parcels to build one dwelling on it. It's the one that's west.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I just want to make sure we're not setting like a bad precedence where now all those houses are going to be in the same position. So I do see that this is a unique house. So I'm good with it then. Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? Seeing none, let's open the ballot. Record your votes.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2025-420. Item number 28, 2025-448 is deferred. The rest of the bills are on second reading, except number 35, which we will go to right now. 2025-455 is amend and re-refer. So can someone please explain the amendment?
Sure. The amendment adds two additional deviation requests to the application. So the first one will be to reduce the number of terminal island trees from 7 terminal islands required to 6 terminal islands. And the second part of it will be to increase the distance from the vehicle use area to the nearest tree from 55 feet maximum to 57 feet. With that, I turn it back over to the chair.
All right. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The amendment carries. Yeah, we just voted on the amendment. Okay. Motion and a second on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. All right. Any opposed? The amendment carries. All right. We have a motion and a second to re-refer as amended. Open the ballot. Record your votes.
Five yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have re-referred 2025-455. The rest of the bills are on second reading towards the end of the agenda. With that, we have no other discussion, and this meeting is adjourned. Boom, baby!